You're listening to the Mobcast Network.
Welcome, my friends, to the Catacombs, the deep underground layer where we keep the really weird stuff at the Cult Movie Cantina. I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty, and I'm joined by my co-host, Drew.
Co-host. What's up, everybody?
How you doing?
I'm delightful.
Have you seen anything lately?
1917.
Have we talked about that on the air?
We have not talked about it on this show.
Let's talk about it on the show.
I think that's for me, not that the story's that great, but it's film of the decade for me. So, as I say, the decade ends. It starts at 20 next year. But
beautifully, technically amazing.
it is. It's one of the. And again, I come from a technical background, so for me, that's part of it. Just the way it moves is what I love about filmmaking.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not as enthusiastic about you because on the flip side, I'm a story guy, and the story. I'm not complaining about the story at all.
All right.
Because to do what you need to do in that, you can't do that movie and make Saving Private Ryan.
That's right.
There's too many moving parts. You got to keep this machine very streamlined, and they're very streamlined on the story. The performances are amazing.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Fantastic, and weirdly ignored by everyone. Everyone's just so focused on the achievement.
I agree. I totally agree. Couldn't agree more, actually. I think Sam Mendes is not getting enough credit as a director, in my opinion.
No, I don't think he'll win. He may pull that off. I think they're going to split it. The Oscar-wise, I think they're going to split. I think 1917 wins. I think
Joker's going to pull a bunch down. Even though I didn't care for that movie. I did see that. I didn't care for it.
Joker's going to pull
screenplay, Joaquin.
No. Honestly, you know who I think is going to win screenplay? I think Tarantino's going to win his third.
I'm okay with that.
I think he's going to win his third.
I don't love his movies, but he's not a terrible writer.
No, he's not. I think he's going to, because they're not going to give him picture and they're not going to give him director, so they'll give him something.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the one they get. I think also Brad Pitt wins too, because I think I looked at the list. Everyone else on there has an Oscar, so he's the odd man out. So if he doesn't win, it's kind of shitty.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. It's 100% with you on that.
Kind of shitty. And so even if you like, and the other two is that Pacino. It's Pacino and Joe Pesci for The Irishman, and so Joe Pesci, great actor, is basically getting a nomination for not being Joe Pesci.
Right.
He's just like how we've seen him. So he's like, I'm a low-key Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Pacino's actually better in the film. And
still not mind-blowing to me, though.
And then Tom, have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. I hated it. I thought it was super boring. It was super overrated, in my opinion.
I don't get the accolades for that one either.
Nope.
Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers.
Yep.
And so he's also nominated, and then Brad Pitt. Anthony Hopkins as Pope Benedict and Two Popes, which was good. I enjoyed the Two Popes.
I haven't seen it yet.
Really good.
Nope.
Jonathan Pryce, who's also nominated for Best Actor, is really, really, really good.
I love Jonathan Pryce.
And so, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Jonathan Pryce and Anthony Hopkins, the performance-wise, they both could win.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think Academy may give Brad Pitt his due. I think, honestly, Best Actor, I would give it to... If I'm looking at strictly performances out of the 5 that they gave us, I'd give it to DiCaprio and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I haven't seen it yet.
Really?
I haven't seen it.
It's good. It's good. It's a Tarantino movie, and it's slower than most.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
But it's not not like in a bad way. It's kind of like a good meal. It's not crazy fantastical until it needs to be, and when it is ball of wall. You're like, oh yeah, I'm watching a Tarantino. That reminds you.
Right.
There's a great scene where DiCaprio plays this kind of washed up actor, and he's on another, like a sitcom, or not a sitcom, but like a Western show, and he's coming to guest star because he was this fallen star. They're like, we can get him cheap and bring him back into this kind of thing, like it happens.
The old days when TV was the sub product to film.
Exactly. And so he has a drinking problem and stuff, and he's trying to remember lines, and he screws up his lines and goes back to his trailer, and he just complains about why why can't I just stop at 2 drinks? Why do I have to have 8? And who drinks 8? And does this whole thing about just berating himself and trying to learn these lines and stuff. It's one of the best scenes I've seen in such a long time. Alone, he should win it. He won't, but because he got his a couple years ago. Unless now they're going to be like, well, he won one. Let's just open the floodgates and start giving him awards every year. But
I did enjoy Joaquin's performance in Joker. I
think Joker wins. Joaquin doesn't have his either, so
yeah. I did enjoy his performance. I just didn't think it was that great of a movie.
It's okay. It's Taxi Driver.
It is.
It's an homage to Taxi Driver.
Totally.
So I was like, then if we have the homage to Taxi Driver, why do we have the Irishman? Because we already have our Scorsese film.
Multiple, right.
It's like, why do we do that?
Right.
I have, I tell you what I've watched recently. Did you ever watch True Detective?
I'm not a big fan. I don't like it. It's not like I dislike it. I just didn't get into it.
I liked first season. I don't like this how it ended, but I like the show. I really like third season.
That's what I hear.
And I like Stephen Dorff in it.
Yeah.
So Stephen Dorff has a new show on.
I like it.
Fox. Have you seen The Deputy?
I like it.
It is garbage, but it's the best kind of garbage.
It is a complete cheeseburger, and I love every second of it.
It's like I don't want them to cancel it, but I want everyone to watch it. And it's a procedural, but it's like like it's shot all yellow.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It's like back to the old CSI Miami days.
Right. It's like we're gonna put a yellow filter on everything.
Oh yeah,
Los Angeles 100%. Is yellow.
Yep.
And which is fun. The dialogue is just trash, but
but he's good in it.
Oh, he's wonderful.
He's great.
I know it sounds like I'm beating up on it. These are all the things I love about it.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's like it is junk food, and they're not ashamed. And let me tell you why. Here's the premise of the story. Because of some law, the old sheriff dies, and so to replace him with a new sheriff, they have to get the longest member of the longest serving member of his posse, which happens to be Stephen Dorff, who's this, he's your Riggs from Lethal Weapon. I don't play by the rules. And
he also hates the sheriff. Like he and the sheriff did not get along.
Hates the sheriff, and he don't know how he kept his job. And because he brought in criminals, and so he's now the sheriff. And look, sheriffs are bureaucrats.
Yeah,
and politicians.
It's a ceremonial job.
It's he keeps the money going and stuff like that. Not this guy. He's got to solve every crime in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I've seen 2 episodes. I think there's 2 episodes out, and there's 5 different crimes, and he's at the center of solving all of them.
I love it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it.
So here's my favorite thing. They set up. There's a couple. One is a deputy and his wife, and they're having fertility problems, right? And so in the beginning of the episode, they find out they can foster children. They've been approved to be fosters. Later that evening, there's a raid in a drug house.
No.
And that dude shoots another drug dealer with a gun in front of his children. And then the sheriff, the new sheriff, Stephen Dorff, after everything's all said and done, is like, well, what you need to do is take those 2 kids and raise them yourself. You should foster those kids.
Yep.
And I know someone who can grease the wheels for that. First of all, no, that never happens.
Yeah.
B, you just got the job a minute ago.
Right.
What? No one likes you. What clout do you have?
Right.
But and so this is what happens. So the guy who murdered these kids' dad, he was a bad guy. I got you, but he still shot them. Right. Gets to go live with their dad's murderer. And so here's my favorite scene in the movie and in the show. He wakes up the foster dad wakes up to go check on the kids, and because they're he was raised in the system, so he understands them. And I wish I wrote this. I love this. He goes in and sees the boys watching the sister because they sleep in shifts because they're scared and protection stuff. And so he's like, yeah, I used to do that too. I understand how that is. And the boy looks up and goes, you killed my father. I'm going to kill you. In reality, what would have happened was I'd have picked up the phone and called the foster and be like, y'all got to come get these kids.
Yeah.
What happened was, I know how you feel. And when you're older, if you want to seek vengeance, I'm okay with that. But I'm going to teach you how to do it. And so he goes, I was a sniper in whatever war. I don't think he mentions the war. He goes, and I used to watch, I've killed a lot of men, and I would watch my target. Well, that's what I want you to do now. I want you to watch your target. And while you're watching your target, me and my wife are going to raise you and your sister to the best of our ability. And when that's all done, if you still feel that way, I understand.
Good God.
If I'm the showrunner of this, right, I would not mention that again at all until the season finale when that boy kills that man.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the only way that works.
Yep.
Pay it off. If you're going to set that up, you pay that off.
You've got to pay it off.
So I reckon it is trash. It is not the best TV, but it's like a delicious, this is a forbidden candy bar and I shouldn't have it.
Right.
But I'm gonna have two.
Right.
I'm in love with Deputy. So and Stephen, again, like the best part is watching Stephen Dorff be a cowboy in Los Angeles, which makes no sense, but it's great.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, that was a 10-minute tangent. Hi. I have more stuff to talk about. You can check us out on our website at scottywhite.com. Join the discussion at the Cult Movie Cantina's Facebook page, facebook.com, Cult Movie Cantina. When you are dodging posts about Trump's impeachment, war in Iran, and the fact that Beetlejuice the Musical got evicted from their theater. Seriously, what the hell, Winter Garden Theater? What the hell? You can also join us at the Cult Movie Cantina and chat with us.
Which we always welcome.
We always welcome. Plus, we've got some news. We are going to be at Pensacon this year.
Woot!
February 29th through March 1st. We're doing one live show at the Cult Movie Cantina with our special guest, co-host himself.
Yes.
Drew Hall's going to be with us. We're doing a great film, a fan favorite, and one that has been requested. Stay tuned to find out what that is and find out when we're... As soon as I get dates, I'll let everyone know that we have dates. I don't have dates yet, but I think it's going to be that Friday night. I'm hoping it's going to be that Friday night, but we'll be explaining that soon. So, yay. We always have fun at Pensacon. We do. We're also going to do hashtag too, so... the game show that we do. So, plus, we're going to have free prizes. We're going to give out free stuff because that's how we do. Most people don't know us at Pensacon, but they like our bribes.
There we go.
So this week, we watched the 1986 classic. That's a strong word.
Well, it actually has. If you look at the IMDb ratings, it's into classic territory.
I will classify this as the FX, the movie FX.
Raleigh Tyler is an FX man, the movie's master of make-believe. He can show you 1,000 ways to die.
Hey, cut! Great special effects.
But now somebody wants Raleigh Tyler to do it for real.
We want to stage a fake assassination, Raleigh, and we want you to supervise it.
Who's the we?
Justice Department.
I'm a special effects man. I deal in make-believe. I'd like to keep it like that.
We just thought that we might be able to utilize your particular genius to help us out.
And what if someone takes a shot at me?
You are 100% protected. I give you my word.
That job that guy wanted me to do? I think I'll do it.
But someone else is writing the script and casting him as the killer.
I haven't done anything.
What if he put in real bullets?
If one person suspects.
Sorry, Raleigh. No loose ends.
Something's up to something! He tried to kill me!
You go directly to the newspapers.
What makes you think they believe me?
I believe you.
My name is Leo. We need to talk.
Where the hell are you, Tyler?
He's going to need every trick from every movie he's ever made.
Remember my particular genius.
Just to get even. And get out alive.
I'm in pursuit of a blue step van. Letters on the side. X as in Frank, X as in X-ray.
Remember Skidball Express?
I sure do!
Now!
Son of a gun, you faked this out.
But Raleigh Tyler's most special effects are yet to come.
Forget why you hired me.
What next?
At the next corner, send Nellie in.
Oh my God, what?
Is he the weapon or the victim? Is it murder or is it FX?
Directed by Robert Mandel, who did Big Shots, The Substitute. He worked on Lost and Prison Break. Most importantly, though, he shot the X-Files pilot.
Oh, wow.
Written by Robert T. Megison and Gary Fleeman. What I could find about them, this is their claim to fame.
Wow.
Cinematography by Miroslav Ondrek, who was a cinematographer for Amadeus, A League of Their Own, Awakenings, and Hair, among many other things.
This is an earlier film in his career. It's got to be.
No, later. This is after Amadeus.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Amadeus
is so well shot. This was so poorly shot.
He was like, I need a
He
buck.
was slacking, yeah.
Edited by Terry Rawlings, who did Alien, Chariots of Fire, Alien 3.
Good God.
And then The Phantom of the Opera with the most recent one from 2004. Music by Bill Conti. Do you know who Bill Conti is?
The name is very familiar.
He did Rocky, The Right Stuff, The Karate Kid, and he did the theme song to the TV show American Gladiators.
There we go. He fits right in.
So out of all of this is what surprised me the most. Do you know who produced it?
No.
Dodi Fayed.
Right? Okay.
So kids, do we know who Dodi Fayed is?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Dodi Fayed was the man that Princess Di was seeing.
Oh, snap.
And they both died together in the tunnel accident when they were
Holy
chased by...
smokes.
So yeah, Dodi Fayed is a heir to a Middle Eastern business. I mean, just billions and billions of dollars, and he went into producing. And this is one of the things that he produced, among others. He did produce Chariots of Fire and Hook. And
Good grief.
And Scarlet Letter.
Good grief.
But yeah, Dodi Fayed, Princess Di's boyfriend that was murdered by journalists.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a Dodi. I was like, is that the same Dodi Fayed? And sure enough, it's the same Dodi Fayed.
That is insane.
Yeah, so just interesting. It's also produced by Michael Pizer, who did Big Business, Hackers, and SLC Punk, among other stuff.
Which is one of two Hackers and SLC Punk are great films.
They are yeah, I like them all. SLC Punk has a sequel I have not seen yet.
It's not.
Not good. It's like we don't talk about it. It's like that other movie.
It's like that other movie. Yeah.
Jack Winter is the other other producer who did The Eagle Has Landed, Green Ice, Old Dracula, and FX2. But speaking of special effects, I found the special effects leader on this film because it's an FX-driven film, literally. And what's Connie Brink, who did Amityville 3D, The Cotton Club, Batteries Not Included, Ghostbusters 2, and Jacob's Ladder, among many, many other things. Stars Brian Brown as Rolly Tyler. He was in Cocktail, Grills in the Mist, and he's an Australian actor who's been in a lot of Australian stuff. And then has Brian Dennehy as Lieutenant Leo McCarthy, who was in... Brian Dennehy's a legend. But come on, he's been in First Blood, and Cocoon, Silverado, and Tommy Boy.
I was going to say Tommy Boy. Like, that's the one.
It's got Cliff DeYoung as Martin Lipton, who's been in The Craft and Glory, Fly the Navigator. He was in the spiritual sequel to Rocky Horror, Shock Treatment.
That's correct.
He was also in a really interesting episode of the 1985 episode, 1985 version of The Twilight Zone, where he played a guy who dodged the draft for Vietnam and went to Canada and comes back and he's being haunted by a vet with no legs, which turns out to be his version of him who went to Vietnam.
Oh, crazy.
So good. It is actually... Man... 1985 Twilight Zone is underrated. It's
yeah.
well written, well done, and most people don't even know it exists. And it's so good. But this is the one that got me the most out of our acting. Mason Adams. It's Colonel Mason. Son-in-law. He was in the Lou Grant Show, which is like you take Mary Tyler Moore, which was a comedy, and then you make Lou Grant, which is a drama, and was successful. Who knew? But most important, did you recognize his voice?
Somewhat, but not totally.
Heard it right off the back and knew exactly what it was. He's the Smuckers guy.
Oh, snap. Now that you say it?
With a name like Smuckers, it must be good. Or as he will say it.
With a name like Smuckers, it has to be good.
Yep, so our childhood watching Smuckers commercials, he's a Smuckers guy.
No joke.
So, Smuckers guy. Who knew? Who knew? You ready to get into this?
Yep.
So here's how this movie goes. Movie special effects expert Rolly Tyler is hired by the Justice Department to stage the murder of a mob informant, Nicholas DeFranco. DeFranco is set to testify against his former mafia boss and go into the witness protection program. But the Justice Department is afraid that he will be killed before the trial. So the solution is to kill him themselves. and hired Tyler to do it in a fake assassination. So Tyler rigs a gun with blanks and fixes DeFranco up with a radio transmitter and fake blood packs to simulate bullet hits. The Justice Department supervisor on the case, Edward Mason, asked Tyler to be the assassin wearing a disguise. He's paid $30,000 and assured by Mason that he's 100% protected. There's a lot to unpack here. So when the movie starts in a great special effects show, like a mobster hit. It's it's a
way over the top.
Right over the top. And I'm like, okay, so they did the trope the movie within the movie, but I balled it. I was like, all right, cool, all right.
It works.
It worked. And it's good special effects. And then the Justice Department guy shows up and he's like, I'm a producer. That's how I got on set or whatever. And wants to hire him for this gig. And then Rolling goes and meets his girlfriend, who I didn't mention a lot. She's not, because she's pointless.
And serves no purpose.
She's an actress that's on in the movie, and
it almost seems like she's got a named role. I mean, right. She seems like the funniest thing to me is, like, no effect to any FX special effects artist out there, but at least on the sets I've been on, they're not praised quite as much as this guy is. Like, he is celebrated like a director.
Right.
I mean,
like it's his movie,
god.
Right?
Yeah, it's like, no, this guy's gonna go reset. Like, he's just. It's almost like they're asking permission. Rolly, can we do another one? And versus like, hey, we're going again right away. It's just wacky.
Back to one.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
I can't go back to one. Well, then you're fired.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
So they I just want to say that when the government tells you especially if they tell you you're 100% protected, walk away.
Yeah, of course.
Walk away. No.
And then Lipton, or whatever his name is, that his character, like, Raleigh trusts that guy so much. And then there's that sequence where right before the hit happens, he's fuddling with the gun, and it comes up later on. He's like, I don't know if he put blanks in. They were supposed to have blanks, but he might have put real bullets. And I guess it's supposed to be like a gag that they're trying to build. There's no payoff for it
there's no
whatsoever.
Payoff.
It's kind of like, what do you mean? You let him touch. So first off, you would never let anybody do that because it is a safety issue. But okay, you let a cop do it. But
OSHA's not going to get involved in this.
Right. No, it was just on set. Like, you don't want to accidentally pull a Brandon Lee.
Right. Speaking of which, during the preparation, Lipton, the justice agent in charge, handles Rolly's gun. DeFranco wears Tyler's rig to an Italian restaurant, and the public assassination goes flawlessly. When Tyler's picked up by Lipton, the agent tries to shoot him because I cannot have any loose ends. Should have knew that coming in. Again, this is how we're going to 100% protect you. In the struggle for Lipton's gun, the driver is killed and the car crashes, allowing Tyler to escape. He contacts Mason, who's like, I don't know what's happening, while Lipton's in his office. I thought that was great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I was like, that's a good reveal when the pull out, because I wasn't expecting that either. I thought Lipton was like rogue, and it would have been, which also would have been a good movie, but no, Mason's all involved. He's shocked by Lipton's actions and instructions to wait for other agents to take him to a safe location. Another man thought to be Tyler's killed by the agents, proving that Mason is trying to kill him too. Rowley is worried that Lipton may have switched the blanks in his assassination gun, which is a sentence I just read.
Yeah.
With real bullets, yeah. Rowley is worried that Lipton may have switched the blanks in his assassination gun with real bullets. That's a sentence. That's a real sentence. Words came out.
Yes.
Meaning that Rowley really did kill DeFranco. Rowley retreats to his girlfriend Ellen's apartment. They have, like...
Random sex.
First of all, I'm on the run from the government, and no one's going to believe me, but I'm going to chill here, and I'm going to have sex with you, and then we'll see what happens in the morning.
Yeah, and when you wake up in the morning, you're going to get shot in the chest.
Right, and that's what happens to her. She gets Ellen is shot in the chest by looking out the window. Killed by a sniper aiming for Tyler. And then the sniper shows up in the apartment, and they have kung fu.
And the motherfucker crosses the street like a champion, apparently. He's like, I'm on the roof. I'm in your apartment. Skadoosh.
Special effect right there, baby.
Yeah, no joke.
Tyler kills a sniper after the fight, and he enters the apartment to finish. He enters the apartment to finish the job. Manhattan homicide detective Leo McCarthy investigates the death of Ellen and the sniper, and realizes it's connected to DeFranco.
Can Can we just point out real quick?
Yeah.
By the time now you're reading into this, I hope viewers might not understand this if you haven't watched the movie recently. We're halfway into the movie before Brian Dennehy
We're like
is even
45
introduced.
minutes into the
Yeah,
movie,
it's ridiculous.
There's a whole. We'll go back and talk about. I have questions about some of this stuff, but I just want to get through the descriptions because I mean, for a movie like that, there's not a lot to it. So Manhattan homicide detective Leo McCarthy investigates the death of Ellen and the sniper and realizes its connection to DeFranco, whom Leo has been pursuing for years. He discovers that the assassination was faked and that Mason had planned it. When he's suspended by his captain for his reckless methods, McCarthy manages to steal his boss's badge and gun, which I missed. So the captain's like, "Where is that gun? Where'd it go?"
Oh yeah, like one of the guys goes, your coat," and he's like, "What?" And he pats himself and he's like, "Oh, whatever the guy's Mason, whatever the guy's name is." It was one of those like straight
Leo
up
McCarthy. Using an elaborate phone prank, Taylor lures Lipton out into
Love that scene.
It was a good scene, and kidnaps him from his official car. He stuffs Lipton into the trunk and takes him on a rough ride to get Mason's address out of him. Tyler steals back his impounded van with the help of his assistant and escapes following, which is a good, cool chase scene. They've got we have a special effects fan. We're going to do special effects.
And they Scooby-Doo their way right out of some stuff.
Right.
It's great, though.
Right. It's real fun. They're following a chase through Lower Manhattan where the McCartney's partner. Tyler goes to Mason's mansion where, using his special effects expertise, he incapacitates the Mason's guards and tricks some of them into killing each other. McCarthy arrives and, seeing two unconscious guards at the gate, he alerts the state police. Mason and DeFranco figure out that Tyler has found them. DeFranco shoots out several windows in Mason's study, and Tyler falls through one of those windows. Appearing to be dead, Mason DeFranco tries to leave the house when a helicopter arrives. But DeFranco receives an electroshock when he touches the metal screen on an outside door rigged by Tyler. The shock disrupts DeFranco's pacemaker. Before he dies of heart failure, Mason coerces and takes a key from him to a Swift safety deposit box containing the funds DeFranco stole from the mafia. Here's my favorite damn scene in the movie. Mason prepares to escape, but is surprised by the appearance of Tyler, who was pointing an Uzi submachine gun at him. Mason tries to bribe Tyler by giving him the key, proposing that they could split the money, but urging, "We have to get out of here soon." Tyler places the gun on the table and tells Mason that the plan won't work. Mason picks up the gun and demands the key back. Tyler shows Mason the bullets for the gun and a tube of crazy glue. With the gun glued to Mason's hands, Tyler shoves him at the front door, misinterpreting his actions of walking toward them with a gun in his hand, yet making pleas that that's a mistake. He is shot by the police. I love that scene.
And he says, 2001 uses now, or something like that.
Oh.
It's so badly brilliant.
But it's like, well, first of all, I've been with you. Oh, anyway. Then it gets fantastical. Tyler's body is found and taken to the morgue. I have questions. He then gets out of a body bag, removes the makeup, simulating his death. I have questions. And exits out a window to escape. He is confronted by McCarthy. The film ends with Tyler impersonating DeFranco at the bank in Geneva and retrieving the $15 million in mafia funds that he stole, which him and McCarthy make a getaway for the cash. The end. Oh, I have so many questions.
You simplified it. What is a very densely long and not in a bad way boring, but in spots really just kind of questionable meats. I got it a few times. I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Like, why is Brian Dennehy's character even in this? Like, why do we?
Because they need his star power.
But he's good. Like, his role's good.
Because Brian Dennehy's a champ. He's gonna take a shitty role in a shitty movie and make it awesome.
It is. And, and Brian Brown is good too. Like, both of them are good. The acting in the movie is good. It's really weirdly edited, and it's really weirdly shot to me. But damn it, if I didn't have a good time in a couple of spots.
I liked it. It's not great, but it's fun. It's a slug to get to the fun parts, but when you get there, you feel rewarded. I love the stupid van police chase.
Right.
I love that. I love I love the I like the assassination. I like that. It was
good.
It's almost an homage to Godfather.
Oh yeah.
Because he does a shot in the chest and then one in the head, and so and then it just goes off the rails.
Yeah, and there's some funky stuff. I love the fact that here we are in, when was this? 86? This movie's made in 86, and it sets up, to me, I can draw a line to it to show that it sets up the kind of concept of Home Alone before Home Alone even happens. You've got a dude in the house that just literally, he invades his house and sets booby traps.
Yeah, totally Home Alone's that house.
He does. It's straight up. It's pre-Home Alone, and he does it. And some of it's straight up gags, some of it's like little booby traps. But he literally Home Alone's that house,
right?
And that makes me happy.
I loved. It's still my favorite scene is the ending. I loved the whole.
The super glue thing is just too good.
Because I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
And then it's just like it's so ridiculous. Like, well, does that work?
Yeah. Let's talk about his death. Raleigh's death.
Okay.
Because he's lying there, and I was like, "This is the dumbest." What ME is? How does he keep his breath? I mean, there's so many problems I have with it. Like, how is this guy doing this? Right.
Right.
And they justify one thing away: his pulse. Because apparently he knew they would check his pulse on his neck.
Yeah, and so he had that.
He has a prosthetic on his neck.
How are you holding your breath that long?
Shit, I don't know, man.
Not like people are working on you unless they're like, okay, he doesn't have a pulse to move. I don't know. See, okay, so I've never been a medical examiner or paramedic or anything.
Nor have you ever died.
Nor have I ever died. So I don't know how this process works.
Right.
So if anybody's listening and want to let us know in the show notes, because or on the Facebook page, I'd love to know.
I would too.
Because I would like to know in a real world situation, do you just check for the pulse, or is there any other like a backup?
Right.
To like, is this dude dead?
Right. And usually, your body,
because his color was not dead. His color was rosy.
He was white, normal, normal Australian white.
Right. He's like, there's blood still.
Yeah. He didn't have a postmortem boner, and he didn't evacuate his bowels.
Right,
well, wait a second. He tick marks. There's only 3 things we know when someone's dead. You check their pulse, you check for a postmortem boner, and you see if their bowels have leaked.
The paramedic's like, okay, I don't get a pulse. Check for a boner.
He's like, well, he's only got 1 out of the 3. Yeah, he's dead. It's like, wait, what? I guess because they were in like Rhode Island or wherever they were. Because it looked like they were a ways from the city.
I forgot Jerry Orbach was in this movie. Jerry Orbach is the mobster in this who
looks exactly the same.
Yeah, and Jerry Orbach has a
God rest him.
God rest his, Law and Order. Without him, I mean,
it doesn't exist.
Right. Flashdance,
I believe.
He's also Lumiere, and he's in Dirty Dancing as well. He's in a bunch of stuff, but
Dirty Dancing, not Flashdance. Yeah, that's it.
But he's Lumiere and
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. So, but he's the mobster in this, and so there's a bit in the beginning when they're setting him up to be the like they're putting the blood packs and stuff on him to be the squibs to be assassinated, and then he's got the radio transmitter.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, you can't put that on me. I got a pacemaker. I'm like, is that how that works? Is that a thing?
Maybe in the 80s.
Maybe so.
80s technology.
So that's how we knew he had a pacemaker, and like that's the weirdest thing to make a callback to. Yep. So Taylor is assuming that Jerry Orbach is going to go run and touch that electrified gate first.
Yep.
I mean, that's a gamble. It's a 50-50. It's either that or you kill the Smuckers guy.
That's why I'm saying it's Home Alone. Because it's just too perfect. You got to make sure the paint can's right where it needs to be.
We're going to get him or the Smuckers guy. And
yeah, Smuckers guy is not bad, though.
No, Smucker guy's got. Well, he has a long career, too. He's, mostly television, but But
just the build up on everything, how it unfolds, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And then at the very end, so here's my thing about the story that I didn't fully understand. I had to process through this a little bit. All right, Jerry Orbach's character, whatever his name is, the mobster, Andy DeFranco, is going to be murdered to go into witness relocation program.
Right.
But then, instead of actually doing that, he's paid these dudes off to fake his murder in the witness relocation so that they can all then profit from the $15 million that he has hidden away because they're flying him to another country. So he's not entering witness relocation program, right? These guys are bad guys that are using him, right?
I think his plan is this. If I'm in the witness protection plan, I can't get the money.
Right.
So I will get these two guys to go in with me, or at least Mason. And I probably Mason brought his junior agent into it, but brings Mason into it and says, "Hey, look, is there a way we can do this and we all profit?"
Right.
And so they concoct this plan, and that's why they don't need any witnesses. Otherwise, I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
Like, why is this happening?
Because the only reason why you try to kill Rolly is because DeFranco's not that. I mean, he's a mob boss, but he's not like that. Like
it doesn't. It's a weird motivation.
But I think the motivation is that look, I want to have my cake and eat it too, and this is the way we do it.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
But they don't explain that.
They don't, and I mean, they do by giving you information, but you have to connect the dots, so to speak.
I liked at the end because at the end of the movie, Tyler pretends to be DeFranco and goes to get the.
Oh yeah, and it's actually Jerry Orbach.
Jerry Orbach, yeah, because everyone went to Geneva.
They flew 3 people to Geneva.
And a crew.
Well, yeah, whatever that was. But the 3 actors to Geneva for a scene where they literally walk out of a bank, get in a car, and drive off.
Right.
And weirdly, the difference between the 2 shots, like one of them looks like it was on 35, what they filmed, and the other one, like, it gets grainy and weird looking, like they're on 16 mils. Like, what is it's like a stock shot. I was like, what is happening right now?
We ran out of footage.
It is. It's like, what is
what do you
this?
got? What do you got, kid? I got the 16 mil. All right, we'll bring that in.
Yeah, bring it on out.
We'll make it work.
It was bizarre. What kind of facts do you have on this bad boy?
This movie was also known as Murder by Illusion, which I actually think that's a better title.
It's a way better title. It sounds like a book title.
Right. Would you like to hear some alternate casting?
Oh, yeah, baby.
I only have one for Rolly Tyler and Leo McCarthy. Mel Gibson is Rolly.
Ooh, that could have been interesting.
Australian. Harrison Ford is Leo McCarthy.
Ooh, I would have loved that, actually.
I
get off my plane! Just him so grumpy about everything.
Just special effects.
But 86, he would have been too young, right?
He'd be doing Witness by then.
Yeah, which is a much better movie.
Yeah, it is. I think that he was doing Witness. I think Witness is around the same time.
Yeah, Witness is a great movie.
So here's my favorite thing. So special effects man John Steers, who worked on a bunch of stuff, including Star Wars. He's a big dog. Claims that he has been offered money by the government agencies to do similar things.
No
as
joke.
depicted in the film.
No joke.
He's like, FX, yeah, that happened. I do that.
I've done it. I can't tell you which jobs, but I've done it.
Yeah, it works.
Sometimes in Chicago, at a pizza place.
So there's that.
That's
unbelievable. I didn't have
unbelievable.
much fact on that, but that's what I do have one more. When Rolly is ambushed in the back seat of the car, the vehicle crashes through a billboard that has a poster for the film Code of Silence, which is
and Rambo.
Yeah, we have Rambo was an homage to Dennehy. Code of Silence was in Orion Pictures, and so it was made the year before. So Orion put it in hoping to get videos.
That's one thing about this. I, as a kid, I still had the same feeling when the movie started and the Ryan, when that started, it takes me back. Yeah. I'm happy to see it back too, but it takes me back. It was a big part of my childhood.
Right.
Big part of what makes this show exist is from that kind of content.
Right. That and the canon.
Yep. Those two together.
Also for me was when I saw the CBS Fox VHS.
Oh yeah, that's 100%.
That was
a big one.
God, like they don't do. I don't know, what do you call those?
It's production company titles. I don't know what it's a pre-credit, I guess. I have no idea.
But like we have them today, but they're not nearly as flat. I think Lionsgate's is pretty flashy. But most of them are not like Bad Robots at the end of stuff is cute, but there's not like, man, there's no like horse like in like TriStar, right? Right. There's no horse like you.
That was a big deal. Or hey, you get Paramount still. You do get
Paramount, Columbia, and stuff. But I get you, but like they don't really. I mean, Paramount is just the stars. It didn't. And Universal, you see that.
Well, Paramount will still do the star dips in the water, and they'll do that on certain movies.
Right. I
miss the Orion. I miss the TriStar pictures. I miss all those things. And I used to get Alcon. I could tell the movie by the stinger music.
Right.
They would I could tell the production company by it because I just loved them so much.
I may make a montage of those, post them on the show notes because I know I can get them all on YouTube. I'm just putting them all together.
Supercut would be incredible.
I'd do a supercut of those because especially, and then I would definitely put in the CBS Fox.
100%.
The fuck, but for video with that music.
100%. Yeah.
Oh god, that's so good. That's so good. How would you make this movie different or now? How would you make this movie? Can you make this movie? Because the FX is different.
I don't think you can. So that was one of the challenges I ran into. Is the storyline is fantastic. The idea, I think I would actually set the film. If I did it now, I'd remake it and it'd be set in the 70s.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And because then FX at that point are really still important. And so I would set it in the 70s and I would make it they almost not the same premise, but I do think that the baseline is you have an FX guy who is contracted by the government to hide a murder. That would be one angle. And then my other angle is what I really want to do with it is set it in the 70s and this guy's job, he works for the government on contracts and it's episodic, but his entire job is to make people disappear. So like he's basically reverse CSI. Like all he does is figure out how to make the best crime scene possible to make it believable someone's gone.
So take your concept and my concept are similar, but I said it today.
Oh, nice.
And do it with a team, and you mix practical and digital effects. So you do practical effects in the wild.
Yeah.
But since we're now so digital, you've got to have the digital.
Love it. No, that's good.
So now it becomes Mission Impossible.
Yep.
But you have a division of the government or a division of this team that this is what they do. They go in and they fake assassinations or they rescue people or whatever. They fake your death.
Yeah.
Or they fake.
See, I love that idea. And it's procedural, and I would still watch it.
Right. It's
because you're going to watch how they're going to come up with this death gag.
Right, and it's not even death gag. You could do you could literally all right. You could do really deep shit like, okay, there's aliens and we got to tell people they're not. Yeah. And that shit, it's a whole conspiracy group.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what they do is they're like the Men in Black without the goofiness. It's like we're practical Men in Black and we're going to make you believe what we need to believe.
Which is a great concept.
The government propaganda wing. I would watch that all day long. That's my pitch for that. So
100% with you.
That's how I would do FX. What do you think the budget was?
Oh, God, it had to have been 15. Let's say 17 million.
We're talking 1980s money. Don't forget.
Oh, that's true. So 9 million.
Closer, 10.
10 million, though. Mm-hmm. Okay.
How did it do opening weekend? Opening weekend was February 9th, 1986.
Ooh, 86 in February. I'm going to say it did 6 million.
Opened at 3.
Oof.
3.2.
Oof.
Which means it opened, I will say it opened in the top 10. Where did it fall?
Oh, 7.
Very close, 6.
Yeah.
Its worldwide gross was 20 million.
Wow, at least it made its money back.
Yeah, it did. And what little advertising it had, probably, and the advertising was different back then anyway, so it made it double its money. I will play this game with you. You always fail, but I like playing the game with you. What do you think the top 5 movies of that weekend were?
80s.
I like to watch you struggle. It's
86 though, but then I'm like February of 86, so it's not like you're digging into deep pockets here.
Right.
I have. Let's see what came out at. I don't even know.
Ready?
Yes.
Number 1 was Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
Oh my God, what a turd!
Number 2 was The Color Purple.
That's a great movie.
Number 3 was Murphy's Romance.
I don't even know that movie.
Sally Field.
Okay.
Number 3 was Out of Africa.
Of course.
Number 4 was Out of Africa. And number 5 was Spies Like Us.
Spies Like Us is a great movie. Out of Africa is a good movie too.
How did it rank during the year?
Ooh. 67.
45th.
Oh, it did good.
It did good. Can you name the top 5 films of 1986?
Ghostbusters 2.
No, that's 1989.
Back to the Future.
85.
3.
92.
Just throwing them out there.
I think I'm wrong about the 92 one.
I think it's 91, isn't it?
I think it's 90 or 91.
86. Oh wait, there should be a Star Wars in there somewhere.
No, 83.
Damn it!
Nice try.
What about Indiana Jones? Can we throw one of those?
Here's some hints. Honestly, I think you've seen probably all these films. Honestly, one of them is having a sequel. The number 1 film of 1986 is having a sequel this summer.
Oh, that doesn't help me.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know.
Probably the biggest sequel this summer so far that's been announced.
I don't know. My brain just doesn't work that way. Like I can't. I
love
can't
it.
do
I love
dates.
watching you.
I can't deal with dates.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Top Gun.
Oh, balls.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee.
Oh, well, I like that movie.
Yeah, Crocodile Dundee Doe was a monster. I mean,
It was.
It was a monster. It was like in the theaters for like a year and a half. Number 2 was The Karate Kid. Oh, number 3 was The Karate Kid Part 2.
Oh, darn it. That's the best one.
It is the best one. He fights Chosen. I love it.
In a freaking hurricane.
I didn't know, right?
Or tsunami, whatever.
Well, he rescues the girl in the typhoon. But
Typhoon, thank you.
And that's when like Sato is like, "You are no longer my nephew."
Yeah.
I love that movie. Number 4 surprised me. Back to School was the number 4, which is funny. It's a funny movie.
I like that movie.
Yeah.
But number 4 in 86.
86 of the year. It made that much money. In fact, it made more money and beat Aliens.
That's insane.
Which came out-
Aliens is 86?
Yeah, 1986.
God, I thought it was so much later.
No, 86. God, you do have a problem with time.
I don't have any concept of time.
That's weird.
Well, Alien was what, 77 or 79?
79. You're good on your second guess. All right, 77 is Star Wars.
I got that.
78 is The Black Hole. 79 is Alien.
The Black Hole. What a great turd.
Which probably what we'll do on the podcast.
Yeah, we need to do that sometime.
So I've been trying to decide if we're going to do The Black Hole or Fly the Navigator first, because they're both on Disney Plus, and they're both.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched them in a while, so I want to see how they hold up.
Oh yeah.
I've not seen Fly the Navigator since I was a child.
Right.
So that's going to be fun when we do it. I've seen Black Hole in the last 10 years.
I watched it a year ago.
My favorite parts of it, and I will talk about it in the podcast again, is that the zero gravity gag is not a bad gag. It works pretty well, except if you look at their pants, the back of the pants, you see the
little wire picking up.
Yeah, you see the wire picking. You don't see the wire, but you see like where the bunch in the pants are. Where
it's great.
This is moving Ernest Borgnine around in space. It sounds like.
Listen, I like that movie. I like that not that many people die in that movie.
And then, but everyone dies, kind of like except
they make it through.
No, you don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah, you do. I thought they showed it at the end.
No, they don't end up in. We'll have to watch it because I don't remember. I know that. Spoiler: Homeboy's in hell.
Yeah.
As
merged with the robot.
Yeah, merged with Vincent, and so it's like, oh man, that movie's dark.
Yeah, it's brutal.
The ship design though, the Cygnus.
I love it.
It's great. It looks just like Ironworks. Oh, I love it.
Dadgummit.
We're going to do that. We're going to put it on the list.
I was looking for a movie to suggest for next show. I'm trying to make sure I have.
We've been talking. I borrowed FX off because we had talked about it for a while, and then I was like, "Hey, it's on Prime."
Well, that's what I was looking at.
I was like, I'm going to watch it anyway, so let's see what we do for the show.
And there was an issue. I really wanted to do this movie called No Escape with Ray Liotta.
Is it the Island movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I got to find it, though. That's the problem is I don't know if it's findable. That's one of the challenges for that one. I was just looking on Prime to see if it was there, and it wasn't there. So I don't know where else.
At all, not even to buy?
No, it didn't show up at all. So that's going to be the trick. It might be one of these weird gems. I love that movie, at least in memory. So that's my suggestion for next week. If we can't do that, my runner-up would be, well, I'll give you a choice. Same production designer in both movies. We'll have him on here at one point. No, we should save that.
You want to save that?
Well, no, I mean, I'd love to bring him on, but I was going to say we could either do Demolition Man or Super Mario Brothers. Because David, I can reach out to David on one of those two, but I just have to have a little bit of planning to talk to him about Demolition Man if we get on that route.
I got excited when I went for No Escape, but that's Owen Wilson.
Have you seen that?
No.
If we have to go that route, that's a fantastic movie. That's a cult movie that nobody knows about, nobody saw. That's one of the most intense movies I've ever seen. Maybe it's because I'm a family guy now because I have kids and stuff, but it was fantastic.
I can't even find like a DVD copy of No Escape.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
Hold on. There's got to be a... That is weird. Where? Are you sure that's what it's called?
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the poster.
Hold on, then I'm going to... Let's go to eBay. No Escape. This is the exciting part of the podcast. Escape.
$50 on Amazon Prime. Oh my gosh.
I can get it. We can get it. The cheapest I see is $12.95 on.
I have it if I can just dig around in my vault long enough.
Okay. Well, if you can get us a copy of it, I'll watch it. Yeah. If not, because you can make it digital for us, right?
Oh yeah.
So then you can send me a link, and then
Nope. I got a plan. We'll call Mr. Pickles.
All right.
We'll see what Mr. Pickles found us the other one that we were trying to find.
Yeah,
Eliminators.
Which we're gonna do soon.
Yep. We'll get Mr. Pickles. I'll reach out to Mr. Pickles and be like, hey, I need you to find this for me. He's pretty good at finding obscure movies.
That's cool.
Very obscure.
That's awesome.
So I'll see if he has a bunch of guys that have like DVD massive collections, and he's like, yeah, just send it to me or whatever. We'll find it.
God, I don't think I've ever seen No Escape. I know it. I know it's.
It is. You've never seen this one?
No, I know it's. It's like it's a.
It's sci-fi,
but they're like on an island, like prison island. They're trying to kill each other.
I think it takes place in the same universe. To me, it takes place in the same universe as Soldier, which is the same universe as Blade Runner, isn't it?
Maybe.
Isn't Soldier a soft sequel to Blade Runner?
Yeah, like a spiritual sequel.
Yeah. Anyway,
because I think what they're trying to tell us is that Kurt Russell is an android in that.
Yeah. They're trying to hint at it, yeah.
Hint at it, yeah. But they can go on that tangent. Because is it in the same... Is it Philip K. Dick?
Yeah. It's all in the same space.
So...
And then that's the same production. I think that was David, too. I can't remember. But point being is, like, No Escape is a great movie. And it has some really good scenes. I really enjoyed it.
I want to pitch some bad movies that I want to do later on so we can talk about it. Mainly, I want to do this because it
I can get more bad movies. I was trying to give us a break. Nemesis was so bad. I was trying to redeem myself.
I think we've had some good ones, though. I think we've had... I mean, I'm not talking for bad.
Yeah, FX wasn't a bad movie.
No, FX wasn't bad. Robot Jacks was amazing.
It was fantastic.
I mean, and then Judgment Night was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but it was okay.
Yeah.
Then what we did before that, we did... We've done Darkman. That's been fun.
Yep.
Nemesis was terrible, and so no offense to your childhood. Nemesis.
No, I mean...
I can pull up bad movies from my childhood.
Sure.
But there have been many versions of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but only one of them happens in Alabama.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Body Snatchers from the 90s happens in Alabama. Like it takes place in Alabama, like in a military base in Alabama. And so
you are kidding me.
I want to put that on the list because of we were here in Alabama. So
I'm totally into that.
So I'm like, it's not great. It's not. It's okay. It's a simple story to do. There's pod people. But it's got its moments. But it's a 90s horror film. It's like a direct video horror film too. I don't think it had a theatrical release.
Oh, fantastic! Mullen.
Unless it had a small one. But yeah, but that's one I'm gonna put on the list.
Let's do it. Throw it in the mix. If we can't find No Escape, we can go to that if we have to.
I think that's available on stuff. So, but either way, but I don't like No Effect. And I know we need to do one with Steph. What was it you mentioned with Christian Lambert?
Fortress.
Fortress. We can do that.
We can do that too.
I have to call her and see if she's available. We may put that on the list.
Yeah.
But we can't do that. There's other things I want to put on the list. I want to do for cult movie. I want to do and probably get you to come on that. But I want to do Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and then I want to do Fury Road.
Oh, brilliant!
Back to back. But for us, I want to tail in that with Warlords of the 21st Century or Battle Truck.
Yeah.
And Damnation Alley.
I'm all into that.
I want to do a month of like vehicle post-apocalyptic.
I love
movies.
it. I think it's fun.
It's like April is post-apocalyptic month.
I think it's great. Let's do it
on the Podcast Network, and I really want to tie those all in. Maybe one of those is a live show. I want to kind of throw Justina into like, look, I have a special love for Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. It's not great.
It isn't. It's not a great movie.
Not a great movie. It's
weird too.
Yeah. Well, so is Fury Road. Fury Road is like.
Yeah.
I didn't think you could get weirder in that universe. And I like Fury Road. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But Fury Road takes that. And, I mean.
Yeah.
George Miller's like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone make another movie again, and then he makes this. It's Oscar nominated, but he's just balls of the wall. Fury Road's great. But then you had, but beforehand you had Beyond Thunderdome. which has a great premise that they abandoned halfway through.
Oh yeah.
I like it. It's in the title. Thunderdome is awesome.
Yep.
But then they're like, we have Ewok children.
Yeah. Yep. Grab them up. Let's go.
And like, huh? And then like, yeah. So and then Tina Turner and a blind saxophone player who's like.
And that's where you get Master Blaster, though.
Oh yeah, Master Blaster. Oh, that movie's so good.
Yeah.
I can't wait till she sees that because
her brain's gonna blow.
It's like, what's going on? It's great. It's gonna be, I can't
She'll knit some shit.
She will crochet the shit out of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I think Steph likes. I don't know if Steph I think she likes Mad Max. I'm not sure. Steph is great, but she's weird about like actors, like real weird. Like she's like, oh, it's Tom Cruise, and I hate Tom Cruise movie. Like just straight up. Like if a so and so is in it, she like Ben Affleck. You can't stand Ben Affleck. I'm like, how can you hate Ben? I like. There's not great Ben Affleck performances, but overall, it's like I bet. But
Batfleck is fantastic.
I love Batfleck. I love Batfleck.
Batfleck's number 2 for me.
So after who?
Michael Keaton.
Kate Keaton.
I'm a Keaton guy.
I like Batman. I'm not crazy about him in Batman Returns. I like Batman, and the rest of them I could care less. Honestly,
Yeah.
Batman's a great movie. I think it holds. It's what it also should be on the podcast. Probably on the upstairs one. It's a bigger movie. It has a following, but just the other ones is like I didn't get the Penguin, and I have a problem. I have a real problem with superhero movies that have more than one villain. I really do.
Yeah,
because it diverts my attention. And either give me Penguin or Catwoman, or and then they go really crazy in the third one when they do like it's Riddler and Two-Face.
Yeah.
And Tommy Lee Jones obviously got the note that he should be more like Jim Carrey because he's
he's way silly.
He's way silly.
And they totally wasted. But that's Joel Schumacher.
Right.
Right. And Schumacher ruins Batman for 5 years.
Schumacher goes and makes like
bat nipples.
But how do you top Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey? He goes and gets Uma Thurman and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And like Batman and Robin's god awful.
Oh, it's super bad.
We may have to do a Batman series. That'd be kind of fun to dive into.
If we're gonna do one, it's Batman and Robin. I think that's the worst.
It's just because
they all made a ton of money though. That's the crazy part.
They did, and so I mean, even Batman and Robin made a ton of money. It's just
spectacle, baby.
The leadership in Warner changed. That's what really happened, and then we get Batman until Nolan does it, and even Nolan goes into like I don't think Two-Face is needed in Dark Knight.
No,
just make it a Joker movie.
Yeah, he's carrying it plenty fine.
Right. Yeah. So I'd have Harvey Dent.
Yeah,
set that up for your next film.
Yeah,
I don't get we have to kill Harvey Dent so Batman will be a bad. I don't get that. And while I enjoyed Dark Knight Rises because it's mainly because of the Bane memes, but
I can't stand it.
Really, you don't like it?
Oh, I hate it.
I don't know.
It made no sense to me. It just didn't make sense. The movie just does not make sense to me.
I think the only one to me that makes sense is the second one. Anyway,
The second one makes total sense. The first one makes no sense.
I'm not crazy about Begins.
Makes no sense.
I was not crazy enough about Begins that I almost did not see Dark Knight.
I was the same way. I get it.
And then, but what got me for Dark Knight was they were smart and released the opening scene.
That got me.
And so watching the clowns rob the bank, I'm like, oh, what is this?
Oh, it was Heat. That's all I kept saying is like, look at this crime movie they created.
Right.
Like for the first time ever, Batman's no longer a joke. It's a crime movie.
Right. And so
good because he's not a superhero.
Right.
He is, but he's not like he doesn't have magical powers. He just punches and kicks and spends money.
That's
what he does.
Ever. Just punch and kick, spend money.
Yeah.
Best pick. So our next movie is up in the air, but we got a couple of choices, so I'm excited for that. Our next episode is in a couple of weeks, and then a couple of weeks after that's Pensacon. So we'll see. You'll see us at Pensacon when we talk about our movie there. It's going to be real fun. I think you guys will all enjoy it. It has a loose Pensacon tie-in. I think that's going to be really, really fun. Anything else for you, Drew?
No, that's it.
All right, that's it for Co-Ops. This is me saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours.
Co-Ops out.
Always.
for listening to the Mobcast Network.